Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Chester Racecourse here on Wednesday. It is the 4th of May 2022. We're going to look at almost all the races on day one of the May Festival from Chester, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me this week for more Chester previews, and also Friday for my Kentucky Oaks preview, and Saturday for my Kentucky Derby preview from Churchill. It's going to be an excellent week of racing, so I hope you join me for that. But I've always loved the Chester Festival. You always see some good races here, and it's a fun track to handicap with it being basically a circle, so you have to have good position and have a lot of speed. When handicapping, I always say handicap it like it's the inner track at Aqueduct years ago. Speed from the rail is absolutely killer and the best. So we're going to look at almost all the races except actually the 130 and the 415, the first and sixth race. We're going to skip over those races. They're both very, the first race is very tough, two-year-old race, and I don't look at two-year-old races in the UK before Royal Ascot. It's just one of my silly rules. And the sixth race is a very tough novice race we're not going to look at. So we'll start off with the second race, the 205, which is a tote.co.uk handicaps, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $55,500. Races for 3-year-olds only. Horses rate 86 to 105. 7 horses are going 1,000 meters or 5 furlongs on the Chester turf course. Going to take the 5 horse Living the Dream as a top selection. Let's go 562 in the TriCash trifecta. 562 TriCash trifecta. Top selection of 5 horse Living the Dream. 3-year-old given by Prince of Lear. Ryan Moore's on this one for Adam West. The horse's most recent outing came at Sandown 22nd of April on lightning fast ground. 5 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap, and the horse won by 1 3/4 lengths that day. And he basically won all chances at the beginning that day. He broke on top like a quarter horse that day. He broke on top, quickened up nice in front and just kept going. That was a very good run. If he runs that race today, he wins by a dozen again. Coming here on quicker ground, drawn very well from the rail, Ryan Moore up. I think the horse has the speed to win here today. 2 back at Thirsk on the 9th of April. 5 runs in a Class 3 handicap. He finished 4th by 1.5 lengths that day. He just kind of stalked that day. He could never get the turn of foot. He ran better than the race before, but he still had some improving there. And then at Lingfield on the 9th of March, 6 furlongs on the poly track in a Class 3 handicap. He finished 6th by 3 lengths that day, and he sat back early. He wanted to go. The jockey just had a little bit of a tight hold on him, which cost him. He just couldn't get the good turn of foot late, making his second start here at Chester. He started here a few seasons ago in a novice race or last October, where he saw soft ground where he finished 4th by 2 3/4 lengths, and he didn't break. He broke decently that day, but he just couldn't get the good turn of foot on the wet ground from the wide post draw. Coming here with a lot better post draw, a lot more speed into him to his 3-year-old campaign. At 5-2, I like him. To recount my selection for the 205, the second race from Chester, it's a tote.co.uk handicap. Let's take the 5 horse Living the Dream. 562 in the TriCash trifecta. The 240, the third race from Chester, it's the Cheshire Oaks. It's a fillies listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $119,500. Race for 3-year-old fillies only. We have a field of 10 horses going 2,200 meters, or mile 3/8 on the turf course. I'm going to take the number 8 horse here, Thoughts of June, as a top selection. Let's go 861 in the TriCash trifecta. 861 TriCash trifecta. Top selection 8 horse, Thoughts of June. 3-year-old filly by Galileo. Ryan Moore's on this one for the Coolmark Group and Ann O'Brien. The horse's most recent appearance came 6th of April at Leopardstown. Good ground, a mile and a quarter in Philly's main race. To longer trip for the first time. The horse finished 2nd by 2 3/4 lengths that day. He was with him early on, just a little bit wide. Had to be, pushed that day. Off the bench, definitely needed the race. Still a maiden coming to a longer trip, has some further pace if she's definitely going to use it here today. I think the speed could go a long way into this horse's favor. 2 back on the 16th of October at Leopardstown, 1 mile of Philly's main race. The horse finished 5th by 2 lengths. Again, was with them early on, just couldn't get there late from a wide poster. Again, this horse has been at the mercy of the wide posters in Ireland in the races there. And then at Cork on the 8th of September, 1 mile of Philly's main race. The horse finished 2nd by 1.5 lengths. Again, kind of stalked, but just couldn't get there late. The wheels are spinning. With every single race, she's getting better, but she's just not finding the winner's circle. I think she could find it today, even with it being a listed stakes facing winners. I think she could get the job done. We're going to use her here along with the 6 horse Morning Poem. Frankie Dettori's on this one for John and Thady Gosden. This horse's most recent outing came at Kempton, 1 mile conditions race for fillies on the 18th of April, and the horse finished 5th by 5 3/4 lengths that day. And this horse broke well early on, but then just kind of hit the wall late. Off the bench was definitely flat. Getting the extra 3 furlongs forwardly pace here today, I think the pace could go a lot way towards her. Her debut, she didn't show a lot of pace early on, but late in the run, she really quickened up nicely. But I like the longer trip with her if she could show some pace. At 7-1, we'll definitely use her in the place pot, but I do prefer Thoughts of June before her. It's very wide open Cheshire Oaks. So here's my recap for the third race, the 240 from Chester. It's the Cheshire Oaks. Let's take the 8 horse, the Thoughts of June. Give kudos to the 6 horse Morning Poem. 861 Tricast Trifecta. Let's go 8-6 in the multi race or the place pot. The fourth race, the 310, it's the Group 3 Chester Vase. It's Group 3 event for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. Field of 5 horses in this Derby trial, going the distance of ground of 2,400 meters, or about 1.5 miles on the turf course. I'm going to take here the number 4 horse, New London. Let's go 4-2-1 in the Tricast Trifecta. 4-2-1 Tricast Trifecta. Top section, 4 horse, New London. 3 are called by DeBowie. Godolphin Doan. Charlie Appby trains. William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 13th of April at Newmarket, a mile and a quarter in a Class 4 novice race, and the horse won by 2 1/4 lengths that day. And this horse basically had a dream position, stalked all the way around down the race course. They got the lead at the midpoint, and then got the job done very easily, even with a high weight. There was nothing bad about that run. Coming here with a bench shouldn't be a problem. Forwardly paced, drawn very well. I think the horse should be on the momentum to win over the 2,400 meters or 1.5 miles here today. The debut came on the 20th of October at Newmarket. Soft ground, 1.25 miles in a Class 3 main race, and the horse went by a neck that day. Had to be, he sat back early, didn't have some forwardly pace early on, slowly moved his way up, was under the drive, but was excelling under the drive. It was a very good main victory. It's very tough for horses to win over 1.25 miles as a 2-year-old in first offering, but he proved that he could do it. Coming here, third start, 1.5 miles. The Godolphin horse has been running absolutely killer the last year, 6 months to a year. You have to watch out for them. I think this horse could definitely run a good race. The 2 horse Changing of the Guard, I think, is your second likeliest winner. He's coming in from Ireland, most recently at Dundalk over the 2,200 meters or mile 3/8 in a conditions race or a main race. The horse won by 6 lengths and basically on the front and all throughout. This horse put on a show there. Before that, a punch down over the mile. The horse really couldn't get there. Was drawn stupidly wide, which cost him. But another horse going to 1.5 miles. This horse you definitely have to use on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the fourth, the 310 from Chester, it's the Group 3 Chester Vase. Let's take the 4 horse New London. Give kudos to the 2 horse Changing of the Guard. 4-2-1 Tricast Trifecta, 4-2 in your place pot. The 5th race, the 340, it's the Deep Bridge Handicap. It's Class 3 Handicap, going for a purse $35,500. Races for 3-year-olds only, horse rate 76 to 95. We have 9 horses going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. I'm going to take the 5 horse Auditor as a top selection. Let's go 5-1-2 in the Tricast Trifecta. 5-1-2 Tricast Trifecta, top selection of 5 horse Auditor. They're called by Profitable. Tom Marquand's on this one for Martin Mead. The horse's most recent outing came 22nd of April at Sandown. 5 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. Same race Living in the Dream came out of. This horse finished second behind him by 2 3/4 lengths, and he just kind of stalked. Wasn't catching Living in the Dream, who basically won on the front end out of the gate. This horse, needed the race and also got beat by a little bit of a faster horse. Not facing him today, getting those extra furlong here, drawn very well. I think the horse could really improve off that last run where he just got beat by a superior animal. 2 back, he ran at Windsor 26th of July, 5 furlongs in a Class 5 main race, and the horse won by 4 lengths that day, and he basically stalked all the way around the race course, and when he got the job done at the 2 furlong pole, it was over, and all around easy victory for him there in third offering, and then in second offering at Newbury, 6 furlongs in a Class 4 novice race. He finished third by 3.5 lengths there, and he just kind of stalked and could never get the good turn of foot. A little lackadaisical. It was an improvement off the race before at Salisbury, where he was very green in his debut. He's been on the improve. I like the race for his 3-year-old campaign, getting an extra furlong from his last run. 5-20 is a likely winner. The 1 horse Ever Given is your second likeliest winner. He's going to have to overcome a high weight of 137 pounds, but I think Daniel Thudhope has a good shot with this horse. Most recently at York, he just saw soft ground. When he runs on a little quicker ground like you're going to see today, he really shows up. At 9-2, I definitely use in your place pot. But to recap my selection for the 5th, the 340 from Chester, it's the Deep Ridge Handicap. Let's use the 5 horse Auditor. Give kudos to the 1 horse Ever Given. 5-1-2 Tricast Trifecta, 5-1 in the place pot. Now the 4:15, the 6th race from Chester, we're going to skip over. Very tough novice, main race. You can go probably 10 ways in this race. So we'll skip it over and head over to the nightcap, the 7th race, the 4:45. which is the Stephen Wade handicap. It's class 4 handicap, going for a purse $29,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Horses rate 66 to 85. Field of 14 horses, going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. Let's take here the 11 horse Smitten's Light. We'll go 11-6-7 in the TriCast trifecta. 11-6-7 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 11 horse Smitten's Light is 4-year-old gelding by Dragon's Pulse. Charlie Bishop's on this one for McCannon. The horse's most recent outing came 23rd of April, Leicester. Seasonal reappearance, 6 furlongs on firm ground, class 4 handicap. And the horse finished second by a neck that day. And he just, was with them early on. He was kind of hitting the wall late. He just couldn't keep the momentum. First off the bench, he needed the race. Second off, a lot better post draw, a lot better speed into him, a lot fitter animal. He should really improve out that last run. 2 back at Haydock on the 12th of September, firm ground, 6 furlongs in class 4 handicap. He finished 13th by 6 lengths that day, and he was ridden hard out of the gate, which cost him. He didn't have a lot left in the tank. The closers got to him. It was just a pace meltdown there. And then 26th of August at Langfield, 7 furlongs in a class 3 Racing League handicap. He finished 4th by 6 3/4 lengths there. He was with them early on. He never quickened up. He got beat by little classier horses. What can you do? I do like him to the longer trip of 7 furlongs here today. He could settle well on the front end, and I think he could run a good race here. At 6-1, we're going to use him. The 6 horse Fifon, I think, is your second likeliest winner. William Buick's on this one. This horse is running against the boys, but she's run decently against them last season. She had a decent places in her last 3. A very good place here, 2 back here at Chester, in a class 4 handicap. When they put the blinkers on, she's really gone up and up. She's going to have to come a wide post draw, but going 7, the wide poster doesn't affect me so much because I think with a little bit of a shoot there, they could really get good position going out of it. And I think I think she could run a good race. At 5-1, definitely using your plays pod. But to recap my selection for the 445, the 7th race from Chester, it's Stephen Wade handicap. Let's take the 11 horse Smeaton's Light. Give kudos to the 6 horse Fifon. 11-6-7 TriCast trifecta. 11-6 in your plays pod. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.